love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Whoa, Cole. It's a Saturday night. What's going on? ESL Challenger League. It's not on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Welcome to Saturday Night ECL. You guys are in for a treat tonight. It's fine. Cole Extra McHenry running here on the B stream on a bit of an unorthodox day, you may say.
Yeah, I love it though. Saturday night Counter-Strike. Looking forward to the action that we have here today. It should be a fun one, as well as we got a lot of intense matches. I mean, again, season is rounding out in its final month, so a lot is going to be on the line for a lot of these teams here as to where they're going to be shaping up in terms of playoffs. Are they going to be making it? Are they going to be up in the upper bracket side of things? I mean, there's a lot of questions that we have to answer here, and again, this is where we lead off into for the rest of the season. Yeah,
Season 46's format has also brought a lot of new things to the table. New teams have really taken over the scene and have been giving new opportunities to really make their way up to the top. And here we go, 16 teams here in Season 46, and 10 of them make it to the playoffs. But also, you want to secure these early round buys. Not only does it net you prize pool money, but it also gets you a step closer to Pro League.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's going to be the big goal for a lot of these rosters here, is bringing in that Pro League position there, locking in a deep run here. But also, I think for some of these rosters, it's just to get their feet wet in terms of experience, in terms of what they're going to be bringing to the table so far. And we've seen a lot of that this season. We've seen a lot of up-and-coming rosters really impress, especially with the length of this season here, the more matches that you're going to be playing off in the regular season. There's just so many opportunities to learn and grow, and a lot of these rosters have taken advantage of that much.
Yeah, I think exactly as that. We've seen some teams like Unjustified rocket their way up the standings as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these teams who have just changed the narrative of what we were coming into the season with. Specifically, Unjustified Gaming are 9-3 right now. I think many people would have said they're in the bottom 6 at a minimum, but they have absolutely proven themselves, and I think the format has to play a part in that.
Absolutely. I mean, again, just an incredible season for those guys. They've got to be incredibly proud of the work that they've been able to put together. Sure, they've maybe taken some tough losses versus some of the top teams, but they were able to beat Party Astronauts. They were able to beat Evil Geniuses. So this season has been just incredible from those guys. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they will do in playoffs, as I expect that to continue. Meanwhile, we have some shakeups here, like Wildcard or X-Wildcard nowadays. With their current iteration, obviously going through a lot of roster turmoil and organization change. So, what are they going to look like for the remainder of the season? I'm sure they've already locked themselves in a position in the playoffs, but outside of that, how are they going to continue to keep up that performance given some of the shifts? A lot of questions, again, like we had said earlier, they're to be answered. I know M80's got a doubleheader tonight.
Oh, yeah.
So they're going to get their position solidified here, baby, off the back of some wins.
Yeah, and we also have Take Flight, who are trying to establish themselves within the top 10. So, a lot to be said here for the season, but our two teams we're checking in with tonight. Eros taking on Badass Gaming, who are trying to squeak their way in to the top 10. And I think Eros right now, they're sitting in 10th place right now, but that could be pretty precarious. Let's take a look at both those games that we have going on tonight. Eros and Badass Gaming here on our stream. M80 and Take Flight at the beginning of their doubleheader tonight.
Yeah. I mean, again, like you said here, a lot of these rosters looking to lock themselves in a position in that playoffs, locking in a position here to continue to impress so far. Take Flight have been doing some good work. We got to watch them not too long ago battle it out versus Evil Geniuses. Maybe not super successfully, but again, room to grow here for this roster. So looking forward to seeing what they can do versus M80. But sticking here between Eros and Badass, I feel like this one could be a very interesting matchup. Badass have had a hell of a run so far. Again, last time we casted those guys here was up against PA. Very exciting three-map affair. double OT when it comes to that third map, and those guys certainly delivered here. I feel like this roster was able to put up a big fight. We're looking back to some of the old forms of this team here, where they were constantly testing some of the top levels, constantly, even in some cases, upsetting them. Their Mirage seems masterful, so they've got that in their back pocket as well. So again, looking forward to seeing what these guys can do tonight.
Yeah, and I think Eros, on the other hand, haven't had the same amount of reps that Badass have had lately. Now, there's not a lot of wins in the column for Badass, but they've always shown pretty good form against every opponent they've played against, even bringing an overtime affair, double OT on Ancient versus M80 just a couple nights back. So still being able to take some of the top teams in the region to their limits. On the side of Eros, however, you know, it's been up and down, and it's also been against the lower echelons here in ECL. They're going to have to start punching up here and starting to prove themselves in this last month.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we're going to need to see them show that performance here versus some of the tougher teams. I think they've gotten blessed a little bit by a forfeit from Nouns as well, so that's going to be boosting their season going forward here. But looking at what they have to do to close out this position here to solidify them, they do need to get a couple of these wins. They do have Reason a little bit later down the line, but Badass, I think, could certainly solidify them. If they were able to close out this matchup tonight, we're talking about likelihood of playoffs going up significantly. So this is a really crucial matchup for them tonight.
Yeah, let's take a look at the vetoes as well, because we're talking about that Badass Gaming Mirage. We are going to find it from them. But first things first, it's going to be Eros' pick of Nuke up first. And, well, Badass, again, they're capable on it, but it's not like it's a CT side domain for them. Specifically, I always when I look at Badass Gaming, I'm always looking at Shane, and Nuke has never been his top map of sport.
Yeah. I mean, he has had some interesting occurrences as well with the way that he has been able to work on this team so far. Again, I feel like the comfort should be there pretty early. We didn't see like the most amazing performance out of him when we watched him versus PA, but I expect it to kind of learn and grow from that and kind of get readjusted over time. I mean, certainly this guy's super familiar with some of the names on this roster, so again, like you said, this could be a bit of a challenge. Where he did look comfortable on was Mirage, and that's what they're going to be looking forward to getting into as soon as possible. Get into Mirage, you know, solidify yourself from there. I imagine we're going to see some more depth in that CT side again, like they were able to deliver last time we watched them. And as for Nuke, like you said, Shane on the anchoring here is going to be super important. He's going to be necessary to really elevate this team and his game on this map here, because I feel like if you're Eros, you're coming into this one with a lot of weight on your shoulders, so you better be doing some good preparation to overcome some of those odds.
Yeah, I mean, there are some odds certainly playing against you as well. I think individually speaking, Badass Gaming have been on a tear. Dare, for his part, he's supposed to be, you know, a primary opper for this squad. He's recently picked up the rifles and done some excellent work with it lately, kind of changing his own narrative there. While for the side of Eros, like Andrew and the guys, I remember Shutout also had an incredible debut season with Eros. This was a couple seasons back where he was absolutely popping off. It just hasn't been the same. It hasn't maintained consistency. But we have to see that. I mean, so far, top performer for Eros is Pendulum. He's typically the opper for this squad, and he's been around the block for a little bit. He's certainly familiar with his opponents, but the consistency is going to be a big talking point.
Yeah, 100%. That huge change between the opping coming through here for Dare and Concy, I think is something we should maybe zone in on a little bit, because I feel like Dare hasn't taken too much of a hit in terms of performance with rifles. This guy's still a stud with the rifles and is able to deliver. Meanwhile, Consti is maybe elevating his game a little bit. The question is there going to be a big disparity in between, you know, how these guys are able to operate without Dare's playmaking ability? It's going to be a huge game plan shift for this team to try and figure out ways to operate without Dare getting aggressive with the op like he used to back in the old days, especially versus teams like this where you'd kind of come into it expecting Eros to be a team that Dare would just chew up. He's very good versus lesser experienced players, so you know, Consti's going to have to take that role. And again, I haven't had any big complaints. He had good performances versus PA, and carrying that forward here, Dare hasn't taken that much of a hit, so there's going to be some interesting narratives there between what Eros can get away with in that department.
Gotcha. You know, we've kind of set the stage here between Eros and Badass, but, well, we're getting ready to go. I mean, we have two Oppers who are really trying to take their way out onto the scene, so it's going to be a tough one ahead here for Eros. We'll see if they can prove themselves.
Nothing but the fading light.
All right, and we are hopping on in. Eros taking on Badass Gaming. As we're moving over to Nuke, we jump in the midst of a technical timeout. I believe there was word out there that there were some substitutes at play here for Badass. Normally, Badass, I believe they've been trying to work in Project 90 into their lineup just recently, and Consti has been kind of playing the stand-in role while they're trying to get him integrated into the team. But it seems like we have that all sorted out, and Frankie is in the server right now.
There we are. We get into the action there soon. That would be interesting. Considering some of the shifts up that we talked about in the pregame, right, with the roles there. So like long term, what is the game plan exactly for this badass roster? We'll see if they come through with a good game plan out of the gates. Frankie buying up 2 sets of dualies, so 4 guns for 2 teammates there between Dare and Snav, both wielding. Be interested to see where they go. One probably going towards the top of hut, if I have to imagine. The other towards the ramp side of things.
Here we go. Consti, take first contact at Snav's dual Berettas 2 through 1, and Frankie does have the range here with the USP. DJF will make the cross and can secure himself a bomb plant to get this going here for Eros. So a 4v5, bomb down on the lower site, but the rotations have yet to really start. It's shut out outside, who's providing problems, though, as he snags 2, and Pendulum now, even inside the vents, providing problems as well. A nasty crossfire awaits these CTs, and Pendulum's going to close line 2. This is going to be the pistol here for Eros, as Constantly has to walk away on 1 HP.
Gonna have to call it right there. The quick play, rolling on out of the gates, right down the vent, able to get past some of the early defenses, even despite an early opening death as well. Oh, bomb is still gonna catch Consi, trying to run away. He's just nowhere safe on this map to escape from, and no saves afforded here. You're gonna see
he's in T-spawn, dude. Bomb planted down on the lower site, and he's in T-spawn. I hate it. I hate it so much. All right, but I have to bring up the bomb blast radius at least once per broadcast, and now that that's over, we can talk about the rest.
I have a controversial opinion, and it's
okay.
I kind of enjoy it in a certain sense, only for certain events, like whenever you see late retakes come through because they have to run away so far from the bomb. I kind of like those moments being possible. It's always interesting.
I think I'm with you there. Also for the sake of the fans, of course. Oh my goodness, Pendulum is just tearing up outside. He just claimed 3 ecos there, and Shutout will be able to get some run and gun going with the MAC-10. Shane, long range. Okay, we're gonna see this kind of Shane today, aren't we? Now that's some good taps at long range. I'd be feeling it a little bit after that, but it's getting the second round here for Eros. But if Shane can hold on to this AK, that would be a huge boon for the next.
100% extra economy there for the first gun round, especially coming through in Shane's department there. It's nice to have that extra utility for some of those tough positions that he's going to be playing out in, so good to see that being brought into some future rounds if afforded here. Andrew, it's a little too slow on the uptake, it seems. He's going to have to turn on the jets if he wants to find this one. It's going to be Eros off to a nice 2-0 start here on their own map pick. Establishing the fold here. Again, just going to want to talk about the implications. We know it's pretty tough to get a perfect read on where things are going to end up during the season here, right? But for the side of Eros, they're in just that 10th spot right now, right? And they got a tough road ahead between this match and EG. They also have Reason in the mix there as well, who have been a little bit on the struggle bus. These guys need to get this win here to really lock themselves in a healthy spot, at least to secure playoffs, right? This is going to be a really crucial victory for them right now. So versus this badass team in particular, they would like to keep their lead on them, who are badasses, early in the seasons. For them, they haven't played a lot of their games, is standing at number 12.
But of course, they've played against basically every single tough team in ECL, and have also, dealt pretty good damage to them. So
yeah,
over some extra time now, they do need to win the games. They do need to beat the teams they're supposed to beat. But realistically, I could see them easily making it into the top 10 with their next couple of opponents. We'll have to see, though. For now, the first gun round. Looking to be an A-site execute here for Eros, but Shane, still alive, still standing for the moment, but it's Snav's position here that could be deadly. I say could. News clears out everything here for Eros. And shutout to knockout. Frankie, that's going to be the round here. 3-0 start for Eros.
Quick and dominant right there. But to assert some ground there, Constantly going to find himself a quick exit, but it's all pretty much going to be nullified. In fact, it might just include the rest of the hunters here close by, kind of ready to stomp down range here. Not too interested. They want to build up their economy, I guess, first, which does make a lot of sense. Early game on this T side, if you're constantly able to produce gun rounds, you'll set yourself up for some success here in the late game. So probably the wiser decision, especially when that's the first gun round going that incredibly well.
Yeah, I want to talk about a little bit about that A-site defense as well. It's a bit disconnected, at least from my opinion. You can see that Snav really had a great position at the CT vent. Like, don't get me wrong, but wasn't really involved in all of the gunfights that were going down on the site. If you want to think about it, Eros just had 3 1v1s that they had to win instead of facing off against, you know, a full unified crossfire setup as well. So maybe not perfectly comfortable here. We'll have to see. They'll have some time to warm up into it, but obviously MR12, that time burns quickly.
Here at some point there, Const's able to find himself his one. This gun will hit the deck.
Oh no. It's up on top of the boost. He can't even pick up the gun there, Dare. Nothing to scavenge from that. Nothing to salvage.
It's the worst possible spot for that to drop right there. It's a little bit unfortunate for him. Not going to be able to recover it easily, but they'll walk away with it eventually.
Took a little bit of effort. Probably had to climb on top of the blue boxes there to get a shot at it. Will it come to play is the question. It does arrive back to ramp, right where all of Eros are coming through. This picked up rifle could do work, but Frankie has to survive the first engagement, and he does with a headshot. DJF hits the dirt, and now the flank even develops. This is just a one round for Badass. The bomb's about to be going down. Dare can collect one, the CZ the other. All the guns retreat, and Eros are out of this one.
They're a really tough start. Have to overcome some adversity right there, and again, that instant 1D coming through from Frankie just furthers a little bit of that tone. Andrew has to huddle back in towards the T-spawn side of things. Fights on a lot of different fronts right there as well. I mean, the good trade towards that outer yard, but I felt like, again, that 1D that comes out from Frankie kind of just set enough hesitation in on that ramp take that they hit a huge wall that allows for Dare to even rotate over. He has the rifle. It's just about a perfect round. Now, good news is for the side of Eros is they didn't go super aggressive on the hunt last round, so they didn't lose a lot of money, so they'll still be able to get some really good investment out in this one. It's just, again, you know, great opportunity to start things off a round earlier than you might expect for Badass.
Yeah, and it also gives their economy a huge boost. They won that round with on just a half buy and a saved rifle that got bounced on over to a couple of teammates. So now the pressure actually goes on to Eros, who could have built up their bank with an easy eco victory, are now in a bit of a precarious spot because of these little antics Badass are pulling off. Here's another one with Dare underneath the garage. Met with the molly here, Shane, but coverage there from Dare? No, a perfect flashbang. Escorts in the play, but News is swept aside. Snav prepared for it, and Shane follows up with another. It's a good hold here on the A site with a bomb down outside Squeaky. Could be more here as well. Andrew poking and prodding the door. Now met with a smoke, and things get a whole lot worse as DJF eats a burst from Shane. Dare peeks outside. and is able to drop Pendulum. It's just Andrew 0, 0, and 0, and it might stay that way.
He's on his game time arc right now. This guy has not died, has not fragged either.
It's for the morale of the team. If he goes down, the morale plummets, so he knows he has to stay alive.
Yeah, everyone's just having a laugh right now. Like, how have you not died or killed anyone? Just not taking too much contact.
He's not playing a lot of Counter-Strike, I'll tell you that.
No, he's not.
And, you know, even if you die, it says that you're playing some Counter-Strike. So, you know, it's not fun to go down in this game. Oh, he's definitely going to be granted his first engagement here, right? Oh, a flashbang to be called in. Here's the artillery. Andrew, you're in for a tough one. Whether you like it or not, you're going to have to play CS, and it starts now. He's full blind. Oh, no, it's a team kill. But Frankie will take it eventually. I can't imagine a better sequence for someone's first death of the game.
This late into the game as well. Not able to save. They go for the hunt right there, and still going to be left on that goose egg because of the team kill. No big deal. It's still very early on here. We're going for a hero rifle buy of sorts here for Pendulum. Saw this again. Pretty effective to drop some damage right there. Swinging open the squeaky door. Running through some mollies. Frankie has to get his gun out. Fully blinded up by the flash. They're able to convert at least one. They will take that space accordingly.
Yeah, good utility usage for what little they have, but the problem is Eros couldn't really take advantage of the situation. They're all stuck in ramp to deal with an Opper, and that's a great flick from Consti to help out. Now, Pendulum does make the crossback and gives Consti a surprise, brings it back to a 3-on-3, and more space available here for Eros.
This could get tricky very quick. 3v3. Still no heavy moves being made just yet from Eros. They want to wait for more re-aggression, and they're kind of right in doing so. Just depends on how patient they are. Posted up on all angles towards ramp and lobby. They have eyes, they have coverage. But where are they going to fade into eventually? You can kind of see them huddling down the ramp they go. Galil retrieve for DJF. So down and towards that lower side is where they're going to end. Where they're going to meet one Dare right around the corner there, close by. As soon as they make noise, he's going to really kick it into gear here. But wherever they go, they're going to have to drop down to plant the bomb and make a little bit of noise, and there it is.
Yeah, the biggest thing here, the biggest concern is that Badass are allowing a post plant here. Dare could try to stop that early. He'll take some shots and focus on preserving his life for the moment. Eros, 3 players inside of control. A massive coordinated swing, but right into the waiting arms of 3 Badass players. Eros wanted more. But, well, they got more, for sure, from Badass. It's going to be 3-all.
2. Force that back right there, despite a really nice effort coming through from Eros. Check him at the door there. And get the op as well. It's not a bad round coming through there for Eros, so let's certainly take that. Again, that was a little bit of investment there coming through with the hero Galil. And it ends up panning out with some damage in a bomb plant. It's not a bad round at all. Badass going to be pretty happy, though, with the CT side affair that they've been able to put up.
Yeah, it's been a pretty big comeback. Going down 3-0, picking up their force buy, or rather a half buy, and catapulting themselves back into the game. And now starting to string consistent rounds together. Once again, Dare will not be picking up the off. It will be constant. This will be a consistent happening here for Badass. And he's going to put it to work. Consti's been doing some good stuff. We've seen some solid individual play, and there's an opener.
Yeah, nothing but impressed with what he has been able to bring to the table here. Having to fill the shoes of Dare, who's back on the rifle. Got some outer yard smokes tossed in. Dare kind of dancing in towards Mini. Going to be smoked off now with the cross of utility here. That HE's going to blow up in Pendulum's face. And they've already got players down over towards secret covering this sort of position, so. Rotation's already pretty effective here for the side of Badass. Oh. Oh, we got him.
Oh, you would think. Consti, I thought he got a
What?
glimpse. But just wasn't ready. Just wasn't ready in time. Oh, but this angle from Frankie is so deadly. Shadow advantage easily. First kill, but not the second. There's the trade. And the chase from Dare is just a bit too late. Down the ramp. Will Eros go? And Dare was just swinging at air. It's going to go down to Snav here inside of control. He's going to beat this Molly, though. Andrew, got to be prepared for that. And Snav is going to nail the shot when asked for. That's the bomb on the ground, too. Rotates arrive as well as Dare presses close with Shane, too. And Pendulum is just late to the scene. And 8 seconds on the clock. Nothing to do.
Yeah, she's lay around here. Situations. They struggle to coordinate their efforts super effectively. That, though, I have to say is a lot of work being done from Snav peeking forward there, especially when you drop the bomb. That's going to collapse the T side of effect right there. You're not going to be able to do much past that. And as we saw, they weren't able to do much past that. Immediately hit that brick wall and fall a little bit flat. It's going to be Badass. Moving on up. Now in the lead. Again, hero rifle for Pendulum. Look at the faith that they place in this man here. He's got 8 kills. He is leading the pack, but a lot of faith placed into him here with these consistent purchases coming through.
Yeah, I mean, individually speaking, Pendulum has been the best performing player for Eros this season. Normally, I'm used to him wielding the op, but
yeah,
could be something different here on the T side. We'll see. Frankie, though, is going to be in trouble again. And he's going to have to outrun these pistols. He'll get himself to a safer position. And even backup arriving in the form of Dare. A little hesitation here for Eros could hurt a lot. Dare with the first. Not quite the second, though, but help is on the way as Snav will find a double kill. And Consi does it with the CZ. It's going to be 5 rounds straight for Badass.
That particle animation whenever you break glass has got to be one of the, like, most frustrating changes. It looks super cool, you know, like it's a sick effect, but then when you shoot the glass and you're like trying to spray someone down, if you haven't shot it already, you lose all vision. It's very hard to track when like the glass is shattering, so it can be a bit of a challenge. Just a small detail there of like learning the adjustments of CST. I'm sure that's something that a lot of people have gone through.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta. It's a little annoying here and there, but you gotta deal with it. It's a different game.
Yeah, deal with it. Yeah, exactly. That's all you can do. Deal with it.
You chose to be an esports player, so let's get along with it. Also, I mean, it looked cool. I look cool, realistic effects, but yeah, it definitely affected the gunfight there for Dare. Unfortunately. All right, we're gonna go fast outside, running through the molly here, taking some licks of flame, News, and Pendulum. But luckily, no one's close to truly take advantage of that. It's just Frankie's made the descent down in towards Secret, but nothing else just yet.
To establish a foothold here, they got that little 1-2 punch down in towards that lower side. Timing from Dare to just take that straight up duel. He's gonna stick around the clothesline. Another nice straight attempt right there. Pendulum hits the deck and a little 5v3 now action coming through here as they try and recover. They don't even know that Frankie's right around that corner. I guess now they would know, but by that time it's feeling a little too late.
Oh, and that was the bomb right there. Consti dueling out with shutout and nails it. Needs the double scope for it. However, he should be dead to Andrew walking up. He is, but there's no bomb retrieval right now. Andrew has to cede all the ground he worked for, but DJF is going to open up with another.
Oh.
And, oh my goodness, you would think a little bit of a bait and switch game there. Cheeky stuff. Leaves Andrew in the 1-on-3.
Fooled me. I got X-ray. That's how you know it worked there for poor DJF. And Andrew has just been granted the space, and he'll say, I'll take that, thank you very much. But what he doesn't know is right around that corner lies Frankie, tries to clear him, not able to. It's gonna be 6 rounds on the trot here for Badass Gaming, who have leveled up ever since a sneaky little just 1 rifle round and some deagles to back it up. They just haven't looked back from that point.
Yeah, I think right now, Eros kind of missing a plan B afterwards from that situation. You had lurks running outside and inside a hut, but the bomb was not prepared or in a good position even to capitalize on that. So, see if we can get another chance as Constantine snipes one through the smoke, completely blind out of that, and poor news charges into 3 players, a full inner stack here for Badass Gaming. No chance that's gonna work, so they're gonna turn and burn back to ramp. Frankie on ramp defense first. Not the second, but certainly enough from your 1 ramp anchor.
You can afford a 1-for-1 when you do have a 5v3, right? It's not a bad trade. So, we do have ourselves chance for a bomb plant. Could make things a bit interesting here. Perfect little single door smoke. Pendulum gonna plant though, and risk of spam will instantly dismiss that opportunity.
And unfortunately, JF is pretty cooked. Yeah, Snav just hits him with the swing and the first bullet headshot to back it up. Gotta hit those shots there, Consi. 7-3.
Hit your shots.
That's why he needs to practice.
OG Fortnite's back. You ever play Fortnite at all?
I did during, like, Season 2, before it was cool.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. I was there when Tilted Towers dropped. Just saying.
It's sick. This is the best of times there.
Yeah, I was there when it was peak, and then I left. And went
Just
right back
time.
to Counter-Strike.
Yeah, fair enough. I think that's what we all did.
Oh, Andrew?
Yeah, but...
Ooh, bye! Dare's not an opper, but he's still taking off duels, I guess. Another shoulder spotted as well. Constantly, he wants these fights, but the op is keeping him suppressed for the moment, but Dare certainly isn't. That's another 1 tap. News down in the kill feed.
You actually don't need an op there if you just 1 tap. It's the same effect. Out of the AK, 1 shot, 1 kill coming through. 2 now for Dare. Absolutely deleting this offense early, using their own weapons against them. There's a little bit of a late move here out in towards this A side. They're gonna have to deal with this crossfire though.
Oh, it's perfect. It's so perfect. Snav and Shane put it all together, and that's exactly the difference maker. We saw that in the first gun round where it's disconnected on the A site play. There, Shane plays perfectly off of Snav. Easy does it. 8-3, 8 rounds straight for Badass.
Yeah, it does look like they've learned a lot of lessons after 1 round loss. 1 gun round lost, and they went right back to the drawing board. Coordinated efforts from that point forward. Helped out by a lot of opening picks, I will say. But, you know, outside of that, right, they have been able to stabilize in these 5v3s. It's just exactly what you'd expect from a team with quite a bit more experience versus this opposition here.
We got a faster play down secret, but a missed smoke. That ain't gonna help there. Though you gotta get your gun out. That is a key part of winning duels in Counter-Strike, and shutout finishes constantly with a nade. This round is definitely not meant to be here for Badass. There should be at least a kill back coming through. Oh, shoulder spotted. There he goes. He's down. 3 versus 3, but that bomb's ticking.
The timer against him. Frankie Barrel could have been spotted right there in the ramp room. Doesn't matter. He has to worry about fights on a couple different fronts. 3 of them. Left side, right side ramp, and his flank there. He had no chance of working within that round. And there's got to be Shane with the similar odds up against him. But he does have a smoke and he does have a kit.
And it's not really... Is it planted? It's... I can't really see exactly where it's planted. Did it even matter? No. At least Eros will be able to cap off their first half with at least a round. 8-4 here. They're down, but can they at least salvage their map pick? And our second pistol round here on our Saturday night ECL. Welcome back. My John Michael X and McHenry. We've got the rest of the month to run down, so we got to get these games done quick. So Badass Gaming, they recognize that. They're gonna fly out hut for this pistol. News though on dual Berettas, dropping down, putting bullets in. He's got 32 of them to work with, and he's gonna drop them all into Badass Gaming. Frankie, you can post in this position surely, and DJF's gonna knock it down, and that's going to be the pistol round for Eros.
That's exactly what they needed here in this matchup. Pistol round to start off their defense here to just set the tone early. Got both pistols so far as well, which as an underdog team we know can be such a big win condition for these rosters. So this will set up your foundations quite nicely, even denying a bomb plant here, so forcing onto a full Glock eco, even furthering those foundations. They do stick with 3 MP9s, which has been something I know teams maybe been willing to avoid, is the MP9s on the second round, just to get away with more effective third round of the half purchases. We got Glocks all abound though, and they're just getting plucked apart.
As they should. That is such a unique thing about, like, esports in general. Like, the eco round is, like, so unique to Counter-Strike. It's, there's no, like, sports equivalent to what an eco is.
We just have to give something. I would say it's a weird like an analogy, but to football, especially with like fantasy this year, and I've seen like teams let other teams score to put them in a deficit so that they can score as well, because of like time management and stuff like that, which could be similar. But yeah, it is
maybe a little bit of a stretch, because it's always like a crossroads. It's a decision at the end of the day to take an eco instead of going for, like, you know, forcing every round.
yeah. Well, you can make that decision too, and that's what I do.
Thanks for setting up the signal for, you know, don't pug with Cole, guys. Not gonna be a fun time.
It's fun for me, man. I played one game.
You're Deagle armor every round. Let's go.
I played a like premier match not too long ago and had Deagle armor like the whole. We lost like 13-2. It was cooked. Oh, all that thought there. We got pressure applied. Lobby crunch in order. This is what they were playing with those MP9s, but they don't really prevail up against the rifle power of an AK-47. And Dare puts that on full display to close off that round.
Well, that was not really what I was expecting in this day and age. We're talking about Cole force buying Deagles every round. Well, Eros get absolutely plucked apart on that attempted lobby crunch. Shots nailed there. Badass Gaming completely prepared for that little curveball. That's already going to put them on the back foot. It's not even just the economy, it's the round count. Only 4 more to go here for Badass. This could end quick. We'll see. Andrew, he's going to take this op to the scene, but Badass saw him make this move. And they're going to saturate him with utility, keep him at bay. Look at this, Andrew.
Outside.
Oh, man. Andrew, though, the pressure, it just emboldens him. He gets 2 with a molly at his back. He had nowhere to run. And there's a double kill, and he stays holding the line. He does not connect the 3rd shot. But truly some excellent work coming out of the op here for Eros.
Doesn't even go down, though. He's able to back his way up in towards Secret now. Setting up for even more action. Molly goes in towards Secret, but that's not going to cover it. Not fully. They're trying to actually molly back of Red, I think, and they're going to have to be diligent about this MP9. It's a little bait and switch set up from the start of this round. Trying to figure out a way to deal with him. He does get blasted. Now it is the MP9's chance to shine.
And it will open up for 1, but nothing more than that. Still a chance here for Badass. 40 seconds will beckon them forward rather quickly, but you can see that there's a lot of guesswork that needs to be done here for Eros. They have to be in the right positions And while shutout is, he needs to also deliver on this front. The XM, close range. It is literally optimal here, but his shoulder got spotted, and he's going to go down. That is catastrophic here for Eros. It's a 2v2 post.
Shotty finally betrays someone, I feel like, and we get the kill because of it there. And able to get the bomb planted inside of the smoke. They've got to work in the post plant here and work between all these awkward angles.
Yeah, Frankie tucked in first. DJF needs to clear this angle fully, and he eats a headshot immediately. News now. 1v2. Andrew kicked this one off with 2 AWP openers, unable to close it down. Badass Gaming South, a huge deficit.
I mean, you just really can't ask for a better start to a round, but a more just painful finish as well. A little bit of, I wouldn't even say much overextension there from Andrew. He finds his 2 kills. He's trying to continue to bait them outside, but he gets blasted in secret, going for a repeak, right? And once you go for that repeak, you're taking a risk. You've already shown your position. You try and land a 3rd kill to even further the pain. But then from that point forward, as an opper, and you watch that like round just collapse in front of you, it's just a miserable feeling right there. So a really tough go of things right there for Eros as they let that round slip. And that's like, it's one of those soul-crushing rounds, you know what I mean, where it's very hard to come back from that point, especially when your economy's just shattered.
Yeah. I do agree. I mean, Andrew wanted more outside. In the 3v5, he tucked down into secret and kept looking for picks. And while, yes, I agree, you are favored in every individual duel, eventually something's not going to go your way. And the way that Badass Gaming have looked individually, they have been all headshots all day. As well, that is the one huge advantage that I think Badass have for their team.
Yeah, they're able to consistently output some really nice work there, especially with Dare on the rifles. I've been nothing but really impressed with what he's been able to do. He's still delivering in stride. He's still giving some of that energy. In terms of opening prowess, we saw him literally taking op fights with rifles. So it just felt like this guy has not missed a beat. Even switching into these new positions, these new roles for him. Yeah, like you said, just so much firepower on this team, and that's put on full display in like a 5v3.
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten to see Dare just charging outside and just be able to one tap out these players. It's been truly a sight to see. But for now, we're in a bit of a technical pause right now, and I think it's gonna take a little bit to fix on up. So while we get the players all ready and raring to go, once again with Badass Gaming still in the lead, we do have to take a bit of a break, and so we'll be back in game just after this. And so fortunately for us, these technical pauses, well, they're pretty quick. 10-6 here, as Badass Gaming are going to continue their tear. Unfortunately, Eros don't really return to live play with much to work with. They haven't invested a dime. Well, okay, they invested $950 on Pendulum, because he's always hero purchasing. Oh. Aww. That report says it didn't go well. Oh my god! I'm so glad we got Dare's POV on that. Frankie gets sent flying, dude. I had a feeling it was gonna happen. Like, I was watching it with trepidation. I just didn't expect Frankie to go flying forward that far. Alright, funny moments aside. We're back. And maybe on Eros' last buy. This is their map pick. The next map is Mirage, which doesn't bode any better here for Eros. Badass Gaming have been on a tear. So here's the problem here with this round, Cole. So 50 seconds remaining here for Eros. But 0 smokes, 0 mollies, 0 kits. They cannot hold off and execute. They have to do it via bullets. Everyone has to hit all their shots all at once, and it's actually working here for the CT side as there's another crossfire. Shut eventually goes down. But this is just a tough round to beat here. Eros won all of their duels. Can they keep it up, though, is the question. No. DJF up the vents. And a very unlikely situation. Statistically, Eros not favored, but sometimes stats don't matter. See these outside wall smokes dribble in, but Eros have a counter, a hard counter. 2 players inside a secret right now, ready to strike. Oh, but one is dead immediately. News destroyed, and then charging forward, Pendulum, fortunate enough to have a lineup for himself, but it might not be enough. 3 versus 3. Frankie, this duel is everything for him. And Shutout will convert upon it. Massive kill there for Eros. But turning back to Mini. They're already going in. Right into DJF. Good crossfire here on the site, but Snap could win both out. He's now in a 1v1. Himself and Andrew, but he has no idea. He has no idea where Andrew is. Oh, and there it goes. The no scope, baby. Up the vent you go. But I love it. Back up the bench you go with that. And 3 players down secret was the last thing Snap was expecting there. So we're chilling back in spawn. We got 1 AK. It's gonna be protect the president, except I guess the president is the best target. Oh, that's a horrible start. Oh no, outside, walk here for the pistols. And it's a Desert Eagle headshot to open up proceedings, but 30 seconds, not a lot of time to keep on repositioning and walking back and forth. Surely you gotta worry here. Here we go, out the door. But no, I mean, okay, there is one person here. It's going to be News at range, and now that the bomb's on the ground, that's going to do it, unfortunately, and everyone's going to go down to the guns eventually for Eros. And a comeback effort is really brewing here to the difference. Outside, oh my goodness, this hop of Andrew playing so aggressively just takes a pot shot and leaves. However, Andrew is already back in towards ramp room. He really wants to make something happen with this op. But no challenge yet. This is looking like an A-pop for Badass as the seconds tick by. Alright, we have shutout as well. Just a great hold overall. Eventually he burns, but Pendulum providing support. Smoke spam's good, Snap falls, and the wheels are coming off of this T side here for Badass Gaming. They cannot make any ground anywhere all of a sudden. Ever since that 2v3, the 3v5 that Andrew was able to pick up, it's been smooth sailing here for Eros. They're back in it. Hold on. Yep, a great trade back at least from shutout on top of Hut, and the support has arrived. And the biggest problem here for Badass is the bomb is down at the site. If they have the bomb, maybe they can consider a reposition. But they're gonna have to think about this quite a bit differently. unfortunately. But we will see these two players split up to at least make something happen. It's certainly possible. I was thinking maybe he could get spotted. Did he silent drop into the site? Did Dare hear that fall down? You think about this, but it's the op at the end of the day. Like, trying to hit the headshot, you only have one opportunity to do it. And Consti gets himself an AK-47. There's going to be a flashbang tossed into heaven. A second one as well to try and buy Andrew some space, but he gets deleted instead. Oh no! This just gone horribly wrong! It's now a 1v1 here for News. Bomb scooped up here for Dare. He gets an op. Oh my goodness. 10 seconds. News is going to charge forward. Dare knows exactly where News is. Oh, and a great reposition here for News. Is Dare going to be prepared for it? Surely not, right? Oh, no, but just on the edge. Dare has the up, and he's going to nail the shot. A full eco in an impossible situation. Badass Gaming on top. I mean, it feels like it starts once Constantly picks up an AK. All of a sudden, wait a minute, this round is real. This was a P250 and a Tech 9. Both armorless, by the way. And also, I think just getting, a bit greedy there, may I say. Andrew not liking his position with the op, I understand. But individual fights given over, and we said it multiple times, Badass have been the better team individually. Hand them 1v1s, you're giving them the advantage. And oh boy. I mean, there was a chance. There were some backs turned to Hut. And now I think that opportunity is long gone. Now it's going to be barrels pointed towards DJF and his teammates as well. This is going to be a train crash here in lobby. But for who is the question? DJF advances forward first. Immediately deleted by Frankie. News, though, and Shutout do follow up, but that's not enough. The deficit is still here with Eros. A charge forward, but no connection, no headshot. And I don't think it's any map as well for Eros, as their pick might go down the drain as Andrew's in a 1v3. Yeah, I mean, excellent. An excellent performance overall there from Badass Gaming. It's just, it was individuals absolutely turning up and just hitting all the necessary shots. Definitely a couple back-breaking rounds in there as well. Maybe if a couple extra rounds were picked up on the half, Eros would have a bit of a better chance. But when these rounds happen, where it's a 2v3 against full ecoed up players, or a 3 versus 5, courtesy of Andrew, these rounds need to be closed down. And Badass Gaming had the magic to actually just turn it on its head and completely shock us all.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, just a fantastic performance coming through there from Badass in those late situations. Had multiple opportunities to clean up some rounds. I feel like a couple of big fumbles there coming through from Eros that come with experience in the league here. And without that experience, going up against a team like Badass in particular, they're going to punish that every day of the week. If you get into a 4v2 and you don't close it out, it's going to be tough to commit a win, especially on your own map pick over a team like Badass. And that's the exact problem that they fell into actually a couple of times in both sides of the half. So definitely a tough first map for them.
Yeah, this doesn't get easier as well for Eros, because next map up is Mirage. First things first, we do have to bring it to a break, but things are looking scary here for Eros, as Badass Gaming are another win closer to salvaging their season. We'll be back after a break.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
And so map number 2 going through here. Eros taking on Badass Gaming. And so we move to the pick of Badass. And I think, you know, your heart would drop when you see the stats for this team and the confidence and the way that they play. Maybe some player in Eros had to go watch back a demo on this Mirage because it is just terrifying. The T sides, the CT sides that Badass Gaming are able to post on this map.
Yeah, there's no question this is not going to be an easy map to come back into the series on versus this team in particular. Just did some incredible work versus PA, that CT side that looked just so beautiful. Like you said here, I feel like if you're on the side of Eros, you're coming into this match putting a lot of weight on it. So we'll see if they have any tricks up their sleeves, knowing that this map was going to come up in the veto.
And so we have a little bit of a split, but it's a bit of a fake more so. Trying to sell some attention from this A site over towards AMA just as these players creep in through stairs. Pendulum is watching for it, but no headshots garnered, and instead he plays his hand just a little bit. Andrew as well, able to find one at long range, but the support needs to arrive, and it is starting to at least. DJF does bring one from CT spawn, but now down to 1 HP. This 3v3 feels more like 2, as the bomb plant should be going down. But first, CT spawn control on the menu, and oh boy, do they feast. 1v3 here for News, but he kicks it off with the opening headshot. Anything more here from the Venezuelan? Have to be a lot. Peeking up top stairs, now towards the bottom, searching for a fight. And he's not really going to get it as both players get into spawn. How rude!
Just not going to let him get there safely into a post-plant situation, try and find them before they get themselves comfortably on in, and they're just not even pressuring forward. They're just waiting for him to peek and get the smoke of the kid at the least.
Okay. He's going to go for it, but he was outside of the smoke. It didn't bloom in his favor. And now he's down on 33. The idea of a stick just doesn't feel realistic. Knives are out, guys! We got to hit him. And we will. It will be $1,500. A check cash for Consti. And the opener for Badass.
A little bit chaotic to start there, but a finish that is still strong and even going to further financially back this T side. Exactly what you would like to see there. Out of the gates, playing a very comfortable 3v1. Only lose a single player there and just don't make any mistakes. Again, these late round situations here have been where the side of Badass have thrived in. Very diligent on this mid take. This mid control is going to be a key element. We've talked about it quite a bit when we talk about this team. It's very fun to watch this roster battle it out versus the best in ECL on this map because of how effective their mid controls are, and especially when they go up against Nouns. Like, that's really is like a match made in heaven on this map.
The mid execute, as I like to call it. Yeah, I mean, both teams they just take the gloves off and go at it. I think that's kind of just been the NA style, but Badass Gaming have been able, alongside Nouns, have probably been two of the teams who have best thrived in it, specifically. And they always turn out to be pretty dangerous, no matter the opponent they play against. Flying Mac 10, sideswiped there by Shutout, but surely nothing more. It's the 5-man stack. But unfortunately, DJF will be cleared. The kill feed just was completely full. Madness on the B site, but 2 kills is all they get.
Too bad of an affair. Kind of take that as a walking away with a little something. Setting your focus in towards the first gun round, or if you're on the side of Eros, you want to get started as soon as possible. But you have these rifles on out. See if they're able to test the limits here towards that middle side of things again. 5 players heading this direction.
Okay.
Damage on early, but they're just keeping them at bay towards this mid setup.
There we go. It's the classic mid execute here. 3 players just tucked behind the boxes in top middle. They're daring you. Swing us now and find out. Certainly not feeling like it, though. Instead, it's just siphoned out most of the utility here from Eros. It's just a Single smoke now in the pockets with a minute on the clock. And a full execute ready to be thrown whenever Badass Gaming feel like it.
Be patient here, still waiting for some sort of re-aggression in the meantime. Finally going to start inching their way forward towards middle, also having that A presence there, kind of hinting that this is going to be that split in towards A side late. Palace control here, but this is going to be a head-on collision. DJF, look at him being spotted right there, and Stab just setting his crosser up to walk into his trap.
Oh, and a shot does not even get the finisher here for Andrew. News is doing a good job at slowing down the bomb inside of Connector. Why is that there? Well, we'll have to find out, because in 20 seconds, it's got to get picked up and planted. Frankie needs to do it for his team, and he will. He scoops it up, but still needs safety on the cross, and look who's trying to push on through. Shutout, looking to deny. Snav cannot cover. He cannot get the kills, and Shutout finds the double. That's the round here, and Eros will scoop up the first gun round.
Chaotic first gun round right there. They split in towards that A side, but like you said, it just seemed like the bomb was not supposed to be a part of that connector prong of approach there. It's where like the weaker side setup is. You got 3 players over towards main and palace, and it probably needs to be one of those players in main. Just small detail right there that creates a lot of discomfort in the round. But good work there to capitalize on that advantage for the side of Eros. That's key components right there. Punishing any small mistake that is made there on the side of Badass, and that's a start.
I mean, yeah, kind of not the perfect, well put together round we were expecting. I think Badass themselves tried to toss a bit of a curveball considering the first gun round. You know, they're all huddled towards top middle. They're trying to play it this really slow round. Maybe fake themselves out a little bit with the setup and positioning and the spanners that Eros were able to toss in. Don't want to play yourself. I hate spanners personally when they get on my works.
Yeah, no question. Those darn spanners, just like that Molotov and HE. Those darn spanners right there. That didn't think that any further map control. This mid setup though, getting a little bit off, is going to get quickly eliminated though, so it's recovered just as quick.
You ever just have some spanners? You know, they just show up. I don't know what they do, why they're there, but there's a lot of spanners out there. I think there's been more spanners in the works than there actually are spanners in, you know, real life.
In this economy. So true.
Don't want to inspect your gun before the fight there, Consti. Doesn't result in the instant headshot, though, you know, it looks clean if it does work out that way. Pendulum to clean up there, and this round's going to be pretty smooth here for Eros. Cleaning up the force buy, at least from Consti. He bought the hero rifle. The rest, awkward financial position still. This is a good opportunity for Eros to run up some rounds.
This is your time to strike back right here and now. Perfect opportunity. Capitalize on some of the weirder investments here, like you mentioned. Not exactly an ideal purchasing power coming through. Consti definitely going to be missing that AWP in this one, which is very nice.
Gets to be the util guy for this Palace pop that's about to be going down, and this is a much higher tempo. It's actually some good conditioning. We're used to mid control every round. Here's an A pop. DJF, no chance. Another headshot followed up, and a great call here from Badass to get him started.
Perfect round to just throw a pace change in the mix. Absolutely what was necessary right there. A little less tools, not a lot of utility. Well, just in the round early with a couple opening picks there, and that's exactly what they're able to do. Capitalize on any little advantage that they can set themselves up in. No mid-utility defaulting being done here. You don't have that luxury in this round, so they just hit the gas straight towards that A side of the map there, and you could see, I mean, I imagine there were some resources spread out to try and deal with some of the early presence that was consistently over the last 2 or so gun rounds thrown out towards that mid side of thing, and it immediately works right there. That's great conditioning into a successful round that they kind of needed to win.
Yeah, honestly, the badass brand is to run out mid every single round, but a great switch up. Right there, coming from the T side. Still able to adjust with 3 saved rifles there for Eros. But I will say is, Badass Gaming, as much as we like to think they just run at you type Counter-Strike, they are able to call switches. They are a coordinated team. It's just they sometimes, as most teams do on Mirage, like going out mid.
I mean, why wouldn't you if you have these sort of players on your team? So many tools at your disposal to open up rounds. It makes a lot of sense, the play style here. I know a lot of people have talked, oh, this team, you know, it's nothing but firepower here. They've got so many riflers, but I feel like they also have developed, obviously over so long playing together, a lot of chemistry.
And there's going to be a 4 A-side gamble as a result of this big flank from Shutout. Oh, and oh, hello there, but he doesn't nail the kill. And now Badass Gaming realized that their whole plan has been spotted out. They're not going to commit to A. That is not what they wanted here. Also, Pendulum is going to burn, and he's going to go down to 18 as a result. Things are getting weird here for Eros.
Very awkward right there. As they lose
going up cat?
control, they're going up cat. Well, weird now. There's a big gap in the defense. One in apartments. Check the underpass. That's too far. Pendulum has 18 HP to defend, and he goes down. At least he gets the kill, but only a 1.
Surely, though, it's Shutout. He's coming in from the apartments. Andrew, though, misses a crucial shot on the cross. The bomb will make it as well. Shutout still inside of the apartments, and he's gonna deal with Dare. Still keeping his team in the round, popping up here for another.
Okay.
Shutout's putting in work. There's another ready to be taken, but no. Snap will at least frag him back, but the bomb's down at Van. There's no time on this one. Shutout has done it on the flank. What a play to be making. Huge individual effort from Eros.
Might have missed it on his first time. He redeemed himself heavily right there. Very quickly. Fumbled the flank a little bit when it comes to that A-side and mid-side split right there. Missed an easy shot, which can happen to anyone. But then redeems himself so quickly by nailing those headshot angle fights right there. And again, just winning his team the round. At 4v4, there's a couple crucial missed op shots from Andrew that made that round very awkward. The split-second decision-making from Badass was perfect, but again, not able to capitalize on the advantage that was manufactured there. They will fall flat.
Yeah, that's so critical there. That Shutout doesn't close out these engagements. And then he follows up with an amazing double kill onto those Van players. Badass Gaming do call in a timeout, and it makes you wonder what they're talking about. Because that apartment's angle is so difficult to deal with. You have to remove that thorn in your side before you get that bomb plant. But maybe they could have attacked it in a bit more of a coordinated fashion. Maybe getting everyone on the same page. Maybe a little pace change. As these jump spots are certainly being hurt here by Frankie. He's going to just hit the jets and go. Nudes could be in trouble as he'll fall easy. And Andrew is off the site. He'll nail 2, but this is going to be a bomb plant, you'd have to think. Or will it? It gets dropped. And these rotates arrive in time. Oh, shut down Badass, or does it? Okay, Dare's in a 1v2 now.
He's not just too convinced to give up his life to the op just yet. Instead, he's going to say, hey, got a minute and 5 seconds to work with. Maybe it was a 1v4 at one point, but the tides have quickly turned. And with the quickness in this reposition, maybe even in his favor here. You can see at this time, no one is watching market. Eventually, that internal clock is going to start ticking, and you're going to be aware. But is it going to tick in their favor? Is it going to tick in time?
Oh, man. Andrew gonna turn back around to market at the best possible time. Dare looking the wrong way, will get cleared, and that will make a 4th round for Eros.
Again, you just don't feel any presence there. You got to cover all your bases. And maybe if there was another second or two earlier there for Dare, he could have capitalized, but that wasn't the luxury that was afforded to him. With that being said, Eros are going to win themselves another one right there, gathering themselves the lead back. I feel like what has to be replaying in the back of Badass's mind here so far, though, is the constant victories that they've had, fast plays. And maybe keeping that energy up is important here.
Legs.
Oh, yeah, there it is. There's the register.
Is Frankie going to call over some support? I mean, it's like the temptation to drop down and try and hit the shot is so unbelievably...
He's getting help, though.
Oh, there we go. He's calling over the rest of his teammate. Oh, this is going to be horrible.
Yeah, he's going to pre-fire it.
Yeah, this is going to be horrible here for Constantine. He knows he's on top of the flower pot. There you go. First kill, second kill. It's a quick 2-for-1 here. Andrew has to somehow recover this, and he does. One kill at least from Triple. Escapes into CT spawn, and Eros have made the best of a bad situation.
Smart opping right there from Andrew. Very smart to get out in towards CT and still be at influence in the late round here. Flash off the angle. They're going to have to concede a little bit of that A site. They can plant for back triple. That's an option, and that's exactly what they'll go for here on Badass. So we're at a 3v3 retake now.
Flashbang in for CT spawn. Catches the jump on one, but not the next. Snap trades. Andrew still in position. Rattles off a shot, but it's shut out. The final element to get activated in this one. Might have to deal with both players coming in from jungle, but eventually... Yeah, he has to make noise, and eventually the jig's going to be up.
There it is. He starts to sprint here. He's getting loud about his position. Miss him in the cross to connector, but there's just going to be a flake now onto him.
Dude, this is brutal. I mean, tucked away in the corner. A good flash in, but Shutout's dead. Has to try and stick here for Andrew, and now he realizes there's no winning this. He'll flee into A main, and he should be able to escape the bomb blast, but it's a round victory here for Badass.
A lot of success there off of the initial call coming through. Spotting that leg is so valuable right there. You don't know what exactly is around that corner, but the flash came through there. That A main setup collapses so quickly right there, and surprised to see that the initial clear wasn't there. I guess they kind of figured that maybe Frankie would be, you know, defaulting elsewhere, but he had perfect vision right there. That's a great setup to start off the round. If that information play and the patience to not overstep theirs. Very cool to see.
Play with your teammates, guys. I mean, the patience certainly paid off. To use a non-stop cliche. Oh, and that's clean from Dare. First. Oh, and the second, see you later. Oh my goodness, Andrew never had a chance. Pendulum will claw one back, but this deficit might be too far to recover from, unless this kill is clean from news. But he just seems none the wiser to what's at share. Consti is about to sneak up behind both these players inside of connector. Perhaps the last position they're going to expect as this smoke begins to fade. Gotta turn around here. Wondering if these jump ups have actually been heard or not. Doesn't matter. He hits the first, and the next is easy. This round's done.
Multi-killing from two people here. Consti and Dare winning their team the round. Dare on that fadeaway headshot is just
I can't believe it.
disgusting. On the fly right there. And he's saying that right there is exactly why I am no longer using that gun. He said that's happened to be one too many times here in CS2. No thank you.
Oh my good. I feel bad for oppers everywhere. I mean, how do you do? I mean, it felt like maybe he wasn't moving, but maybe he just started his crouch and regained his, you know,
right,
his accuracy. So it kind of looks like he just running headshot at him, but like, what do you do there if you're Andrew? You're like, I got wrecked.
Yeah. So that's all you can say. I mean, you knew he was there. And it's still the case where he's just able to peek into you and first bullet out of his gun. Again, looks like it's a little bit of a fadeaway there. Either way, on the fly, able to land the follow-up, and they're doing some nasty rifling so far. It's going to put them onto a really tough eco here. They got an MP9 smoke. as their leading weaponry in this round. Shutout. He's at the right site. They might just run it on towards his A side. They will.
Oh, but that's not a great start. That's at least a 1-for-1 back. And Pendulum does get himself an MP9, and there's a very significant lack of commitment from Badass. It's allowed to reposition here for Pendulum. Up close, run and gun. MP9 gets the first. Bomb down dropped, but unfortunately the remainder of Eros have to somehow do them one better. Armorless pistols is all that's here. And Frankie hunting kills inside a jungle. Somehow it doesn't spot the legs there. Ooh. Ooh.
Hello?
Oh, now. Oh, it's getting messy. One kill finds a kill.
Oh my god.
Oh no. Oh no. It's a 1v2. Frankie 17 HP. Oh, and it comes down to this. Gets him off the bomb as well. Knows DJF does not have a kit, but time is on his side. 1 HP doesn't matter. Oh my gosh, that's not the first time I've seen Frankie hit a 1 HP clutch this week. 6-4.
Oh my god, able to just barely crawl that one across the line. I don't know how they almost got away with that on the side of Eros. Very awkward in the late round, but it's just bailed out. It's all nullified. Any sort of worry right there. And this is the last round of half, but next is... There isn't the best money situation here on the side of Badass, especially when Consti invested into that op. He was a little bit of that bank account there, so... You know, that economic damage could actually have some implications here for the last round of half. Let's see if that is the case. If that will ever matter.
Yeah, if it could all be null by just, you know, winning this round. And we're going to see a bit of a mid-take, but Andrew takes that op and finally puts it to work towards top middle. Pendulum feeling the pressure, though. Bottom caught. Frankie advances forward, but Andrew just drops him. However, Pendulum will go down on a trade. Advantage for Eros, but positioning definitely favoring Badass here.
Putting themselves in a solid spot here. At least in the man advantage. They have given over some of that map control, though. Kind of hunkering down on the bomb sites now that they have that man advantage, which isn't a bad idea, but it can open you up to vulnerabilities. Especially in the position in which you kind of see Snav in. He does have the bomb, though, so he's not going to be like a lurk towards mid. He actually just has to be a part of the pack, right? I guess he doesn't. Conventional Counter-Strike would say he needs to be where his two teammates are, but he's not going to join him and set up Catwalk solo.
He's first contact, but look at this. He snuck. Andrew's not actually holding the angle. Oh, now he is. Okay. He goes down. Andrew. Oh, gets deleted next, though. But no way you're clearing the balcony. Oh, baby, you
Oh my
are!
god.
See you later. 8 seconds left to plant. It's in. It's a 2v2.
How did he get away with this here? News desperate to recover. They boosted Shane on the site.
There's no way you're free firing this, right? You aren't. Shane gets him down. DJF crosses over and is able to land into for the first. 1v1 now between him and Dare. But Dare, he's gonna play ring around the rosy, and he's just gonna hit him with the swing. Oh, it's brutal there for Eros. They were in control, but just for a moment.
Unbelievable. Shane with that late clear. It's got to be infuriating. That was the round in the bag. The bomb dropped on Catwalk again. That was another one of those cases where bomb was what felt like in the wrong hands right there, but they still managed to squeak out. And that's more of those scenarios of Badass just keeping that trend true. It doesn't matter if they're in a man deficit. It doesn't matter if they're in a tough spot. They can always bounce back, and they put that on full display in this series.
I mean, I love that from Shane because there's just a question mark. Like, where's this B side anchor? Andrew was not here alone. It doesn't make sense that he's here alone. Spidey senses tingling, and the supposed unexpected position gets cleared. Now splitting onto the A site, it's just MP9s at range. There's simply nothing they can really do. The max they can get is one. At least a follow-up there from Shutout, but again, no double killing here, which means their chances of winning this round very slim.
Stuck behind the smokes right now. Blank coming towards Palace as well. Frankie gonna sideline it first, and last alive is poor News.
News. Not looking like it's gonna be any good here. Eats a nade and to go down in a moment's time. Does everyone swing him? Let's go. It's 8-4 here for Badass. A real recovery in this one. They were down, believe it or not, but 5 rounds straight for Badass to really start running away with their map pick. And so we're into the pistol. Badass up 8-4 right now. And I mean, just they've won some brutal rounds this series. I'm fine. Joby Cole, Extra McHenry could be the last round of this series, or last half of this series. In just a moment, as Consi's opened this one up with a double. Now, Frankie has let a player go past, but will answer one back and a second to make up for that.
Okay.
And oh my goodness, what? Where has this come from? News is on for the ace. Holy cow, that was a hell of a 3K. And we're into the 1v1.
Not a lot of time to steady ourselves here. News is making it happen right now. Up catwalk, aim bots, aim training coming through from News, and he could close this one out. Shane doesn't even have armor to back this up.
I mean, it's the guy who's Kid Smoke. He's supposed to be there for the retake. There might not be any retake. As News, he could just get all the kills. but he'll cross over to the site, and Shane, he's just waiting for the plant. He knows News has to make the first move. Shane is going to get proactive. He's walking through the door. Oh, a back turn. Oh my goodness, it could have ended there. An ace clutch potential here for News. Just dodged out on for the moment. 25 seconds. Shane swinging for it. He's so bold right now, but News will get the ace clutch. What was that?
Oh my god, 1v4 right there up the catwalk. No chance. He wins that out, but there wasn't even a lot of need for adjustment here. You could see the crisp, cool aim of this man as he lights everyone on Badass up. That was beautiful from News. You couldn't ask for a better round.
It was one bullet apiece.
Dishing it out right there. That is unbelievable.
I haven't seen anything like that since Device did that at a Star Ladder Major.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly like that. Just dishing out those headshots right there. And it didn't look like he even broke a sweat. It looked like he knew as soon as his crosshair moved that it was going to be right on the head, right where it needed to be. That's a robbery of a round right there. We mentioned, I mean, you were just talking about it here, but there have been devastating round losses constantly for Eros in this game. Well, that is a taste of their own medicine coming through to Badass.
Yeah, finally Eros is the team dealing the damage that way. Able to make a 180, make a player of their own, a 1v4 ace clutch. Oh, but it's not done just yet. That's just a completely isolated kill and a recovered rifle. I don't feel too great about it, but Frankie's in a bit of trouble. He'll pass over the Galil to Shane, but look at this. There's a P2000. Not gonna drop the bomb though, and I think Crisis might just be averted here. Dare is very dead, and I think this round should go in place, or should it? Shane will drop the bomb in middle and make this round complicated.
Shouldn't be this awkward here. No. Okay, DJF. Able to stabilize here again, find their footing, but it's just Frankie in the 1v3 now. Has to find these fights. Backs are turned, but no, eliminated at the first hurdle there. Shutout gonna put him down.
All right, so 8-6 is what we're looking at. It's just full eco from Badass. It got a little bit more awkward than it should have with a recovered rifle here and there, but nothing following that up. Eros are gonna close the gap down to 2. We'll see our first gun round. You gotta make good. If you start off your half with a highlight like that, you've gotta make good on it. This first gun round needs to get the engines going for Eros. It's always been a hiccup at the start of these halves. They've gotten most of the pistols, if not all of them. They've gotten 3 out of 4 so far. But they can't hiccup in these first gun rounds.
Has to be that success once the rifles do come out, but that's where Badass really thrive versus teams like PA just earlier in this week here. Frankie has to retreat deep in towards the site, though, giving a lot of ground over to this T side.
Yeah, he's gonna play behind his own smoke here. Maybe he's gonna get flashed through. He's staying alive and doing a great job. Great kill, but made it out eventually and locked out 2 as kills through the smoke there. News on a rampage. And Badass probably a save, a better consideration, but Consti will pose a different idea. Snav as well, edge of the smoke. Oh, it's gonna push through right in a shutout, however. And that isn't gonna work out. Consti will do the same, and shutout will close it out as the opening 3 go to Eros.
Beautiful little 3K right there coming through from shutout to secure in the late round right there. And you can see Frankie really trying to work on that B bomb site, but had to give so much control so quickly. Once you lose that ground early towards B and an opening pick on one of the rotators, that quickly that door just shuts in your face. We got 5 Deagles on out. Throw this out of Badass and they're onto another eco. They're gonna have to figure out a way to stabilize a little bit here, and they have stacked over this A side. It's the right idea, especially after that last B side play. They come through and really commit here. Not for long. Just rotated off in the meantime.
Yeah, Yeah, we will be able to see a bit of a reposition from Badass. It's taken a while for the T's to actually filter out. The flashes have faded. And there's going to be one kill through a smoke from Snap. Anything extra? No. Dare instead will go down. And, great shot there from Shutout. These pistols are going to be suppressed. The opening 4 will go to Eros. Kind of broken their own curse here. We're getting off to these rocky starts in halves. 4-0. Maybe they can have the gas to push a third versus Badass. So we are off. Buy is up. For Badass, Consi is working with an op. But bit out of position as it's going to be yet another straight A play. And the Molly just a tad too late. The entry pack is here, knocking on Jungle's door. And Consti's going to be in trouble. Lucky he gets away with a no-scope in the first place. Now down to a 4-on-4.
Trying to defend this A site here is so challenging, but a nade for the smoke right there will work, and Dare will work as well. Going to find themselves 2 in return. Bomb just now being scooped up here. And coverage from the op needs to come through effectively here, and it does. Andrew would shut out another 2 for their own, but the trade's just as quick. And they will be able to find their footing there, stabilize.
You were looking... There was just a moment. There was just a moment where Eros were going to stabilize that round. If Andrew gets around the corner and is able to re-scope up with the op, there's a chance. The Bad Eyes Gaming just barely on top of things. Just barely able to keep down a potential situation reset into the 2v2. And that could have gotten very dangerous. It puts Eros on a breaking point here. Almost in like must-win territory. Go down here, you're on full eco.
The lineup.
Dare pushing forward. Unable to beat News, who's been all on it this half. 18 and 11 right now.
So get me on T side. He has leveled up his game here beautifully. He's stepping up here what it matters the most here. When your back's against the wall, again, a lot of pressure put on this series. It means a lot to both teams here to get this win. You don't want to go down 2-0, not put up a fight here.
And you know, strange as it is for Badass, who have had a solid enough season, they've had to play against the toughest opponents. They need to get wins against teams like Eros if they want to stay in the top 10. Well, Eros could pick up a big one and actually give themselves great chances to make it into playoffs. Shane could be in trouble. Here's the drops, but can he hit the shots? Absolutely not. DJF deletes.
Hard cleared right there. Leveled out. Now there's nothing that Snav can say. He just gets smoked as well. This has to be a save. No option.
These rounds have just been very one-sided for Arrow. Planting in the open, though. That is a bit awkward. And it's Consti gets another. Are they gonna,
my God.
They're going to try and keep... Consti's going to keep
No
going. He gets a
way.
third. No way. The bomb is still out in the open. This absolute panic. This round is on. Frankie's going to make his way back to CT spawn. And look at the positioning for Eros. It is so poor in this post plant.
Oh,
Barrel spotted as well. Molly available. Molly nade combo available here for Consti. This is a guaranteed kill onto the high HP shutout. Nade, Molly, you're toast. There's no winning. He's dead. Consti on for the ace. Spots the last player in. Can Frankie nail
No
it? He
way.
can. It's a 2v5 for Badass. The pain continues.
oh my God. Uncontested round. Consti pulls it back piece by piece. How did he get away with it? There was no business finding those freebies planted in the open, and one small mistake. We said this has been haunting them all series. We thought the turning point was the 1v4 from News on the pistol, but no. Back to same old that
Dude.
is haunting them.
There's just... I mean, what can you do? I mean, the fortunate part is they got a bomb plant, but like that should have been a 5-player alive round win.
It was
But
a
we're
save.
Yeah, I mean, we were planting in the open versus a save. Like, I understand, but Constantine just says, I'll throw my hat into the ring. Peek this.
You know what needed to be done is just plant the bomb. Just plant the bomb. Just punch in the digits. And the round would have been secured. Consti just manages to sneak his way around there. Denied that access. Just heartbreak again coming through on the side of Eros. And it's just got to be so painful to watch those rounds slip from your grasp.
This could still work out. This is the right round for a Palace Pop. Look at this. Shane is in a very risky position, and he will go down. But Consti, he's also in position, and the support being provided by Darius. Excellent. Oh, but hold on, News! He shows up, he swings, op shot misses, everyone misses. And it's a calamity here as he picks up the op and hammers down Snav. No way! News is doing it. He couldn't get the ace, though. Frankie wants to salvage this one again. Are we just going to keep going back and forth? Can anyone win a round they're supposed to? Frankie crosses right now. And he beats Andrew.
God.
Oh my, the timing is so unbelievable here. But Frankie has blown his cover. And he's just dead. There's no way. There's just no way. Andrew is going to nail him in the side of the head no matter how many kills Frankie gets. But it still got close.
Wow. I mean, News is just single-handedly pulling this one across the finish line. If Eros close it out, you know who to thank right now. That's just, again, a game-defining play. And he's made 2 of them so far this half. He has been an absolute demon here on Mirage. Switching up the tide, switching up their favor. Putting it in their camp here. Spindlin will start things off. It's going to be what very well could be a tied scoreline here at 10-all.
This half has just been non-stop madness. All things said, it should have just been... This should have just been badass running away with the game, considering how that round started off. But News swings in for a triple kill. And a hands-on head moment.
Not the first time we've seen one of those moments for badass in this half, and seen it the same for the jungle. They both had some adversity to overcome here.
Dare's
News
in trouble.
able to get away with it twice.
Yeah, I can't spend too much time clearing corners that, well, you kind of already know are clear. And Snap's gonna swing right into Pendulum. The 5-7 up close almost gets the job done. 1 HP for DJF. But I don't think this angle is going to work too many more times. The dink landed 10-all. You know, this game feels strangely like a couple other Mirages we've casted in the past. I think this is one of the more chaotic games of ECL we've been on the mic for.
Yeah, it's just a real individual effort here coming through from both teams. I feel like, again, News has inspired this roster multiple times at this point. They have to capitalize on that now. The rest of the roster gonna be called upon to step it up a little bit as they get closer and closer to that finish line. Another gun round coming through here. A lot is on the line right now for both teams, as you can see it. And the brief pause of action before we head into this crucial turning point here.
So, all right. 10-all. Both teams don't know when to quit. Both teams just hitting each other with haymakers. We're going to see a similar thing again. Emphasis towards middle early from Badass, but it's about to be cleared. No one's home.
Spotting out too much. Again, it's going to be more of that fast off-spawn call coming through from Eros. They're kind of hinting at that play right now. Look at this A execute coming through, but there's not a lot of fight behind it. Yeah. Instead, they're hoping that this top mid presence can work.
And Shane absolutely sees everything. And now there's multiple players here to re-clear middle. Dare on the off angle. Oh, but Pendulum is able to hit a massive shot back. That could have been Dare being a part of this A site, but now cut off. It's a huge swing of momentum, and Shane just out in the open. Horrible position. He's down. Bomb's going to get planted. Eros in control, but only for the moment. No, it's news, of course, to save this round. And Consti to save. Consti to save. We're going to repeat that one more time. It's going to be Eros to make it to 11 first.
I think they've learned their lesson already. They're going to keep on testing that AWP. In a prime position here. Hard fought to get to this spot. Again, news continuing to deliver here. Pendulum, big multi towards mid. And I like the adjustment there. I like the call coming through as well. Just really well put together. All of this conditioning here of off-spawn calls. It's like the polar opposite of what Badass are used to, right? They constantly had to figure out solutions to the early aggression off spawn. They've been executing so quickly. They've been testing that A side off of a rip. They've been testing the B side very quickly. Well, finally, we get to see them challenge towards that middle side of things here with a couple members, but it's off the back of an execute, so it gets that late play out of Badass, and it ends up working wonders for them for the 4v3.
We do see a tack timeout from Eros here. And there can certainly be some nerves. There's certainly been some opportunities for Badass to come back into these rounds. You know, it really is that fight in middle. Pendulum dropping Dare. He would have been in connector for that actual A play for all three players running out of Palace, and I can just imagine a train wreck as those three players run through Palace. It's very feasible that round could have really decided this map and maybe the series, because Vertigo's up next, and Eros to put themselves in prime position to move there, see if they can convert upon it. Consti does get on the angle in middle, but Pendulum's already passed.
Huge risk here. Big force, but they are missing some tools, missing a lot of utility. But I don't think that saving your utility until late matters too much. And there's a big opener, huge relief. Pendulum. A person breaking the spirits of Badass in that last round is now removed here early. So you can just feel the collective sigh of relief on Badass as he's eliminated and watching for the sidelines.
This posturing from Eros makes me feel like they just... There's a lot of hesitation right here. You know, minute into the round and all four players are in T-spawn. Not a lot of headway made. Fortunately enough, Badass have conceded a lot of space across the map.
They'll have to fight to retake that control here, so they'll be given it at the first phases, but they still have some of that utility ready to go here. Frankie with a smoke knows that time is running low, so he's just going to toss that one in. 30 seconds left. They're going to stabilize here on this B defense. It's not going to be easy.
So brutal. Yep, Dare first. Even tags up the next DJF very, very low, but Frankie gets himself back into Van. What a position. A nade, though, will go down here, but he's just going to stay tough. Yeah, DJF not going to clear. Bomb down. That's just a timer on this round that will win it for Badass. We're going to go to all 24, because that's how MR12 works. Every round of regulation needed, and at least there's money in the reserves here for Eros.
They're not broken. Can still stand and resist. I wonder if they're just going to claim themselves map or series point. Putting a lot of pressure here on this round right now. Could even further extend it, right? Money would be a little bit low for both camps. Dare, look at this. That's the sort of aggression we know out of him. Gonna get in their face towards middle early. Pendulum, these footsteps certainly heard.
Oh, are you sure? Yeah.
What?
Apparently not. Dare just says aight, but at least Consti's gonna be able to frag one back. DJF hits the dirt. Maybe communications hindering here.
Yeah, someone's talking right there. I don't know. Surprisingly, doesn't register. They're stomping over towards that chair position. Free pick for Pendulum. At least it's equalized by the op. So there, his death not in vain.
Oh, Consti's in trouble. Or Snav helping out from window. That's a huge kill on the Pendulum. It even spots out presence at the bottom of middle. There's gonna be a boost up, and it's gonna be great for Frankie. 2 versus 4. Andrew has to hit this close range no scope, and Shane heard the scope and see ya later. Andrew has not had a lot of fun on that off, and it's gonna hurt even more. 1 away, series point for Badass.
Both sides of the ramp there, man. He's just been taken care of. He's gonna have nightmares about that position, but right now, the main concern here is the position in which they've just placed themselves with that victory, with that round. They put themselves up single map off of closing, single round rather, off of closing out this whole thing. Doing it by overcoming a lot of the odds here. And for this final round, we've got a Deagle in the hands of Shutout. Mac 10 for DJF. Some missing tools here in tow.
Such a bold position being taken here by Shane. Could actually give the weaponry an advantage in this situation. Shane alone in a ramp. They put a lot onto this player. Perfectly timed fallback, though. He hears the flashbang. Feels like he can't move right now. Flashbang, though. Oh, they're gonna go for the play. It's just a 1-for-1, though. And a lot of hesitation across the map for both teams.
It's a trade that you'll happily take here on the T side right now. It's exactly what you need. You mentioned the weaponry can be picked up and used against him now with that kill. And so Smokes to execute on in here towards that A side here. Dare now in trouble.
Yeah, behind, back of default, though. Power position and no molly to force him out. Here you go. First kill is easy. He gets the fall back as well. This angle's so powerful on the site. Looking to keep utilizing it. Flashbang, banking off. No one blinded up. Instead, it's Pendulum who finds the kill in a Consti. It's starting to fall apart here. Snav needs to put it in from stairs. He gets another. It's now a 1v1. Pendulum versus Frankie.
Oh my
Pendulum.
God.
This is an incredible reposition. He might have just gamed Frankie here. He's going to sneak on past. Frankie's going to turn around, though. It's going to come down to this. Frankie, he was watching it for just a moment. Oh, but it's not going to be the kill for either player. 10 seconds. Pendulum will get the plant, but both players are oh so low. But Frankie's in position, and he's already made the cross. Pendulum? Is he going to be prepared for this? Frankie is going to turn back around. Pendulum, not ready for it. Frankie hit the timing, and that's the series. Nail biter here from Eros. Respect the effort, but Badass Gaming will get there 2-0.
Oh, all you can do from that position is hold your breath right there. You know that you had a chance to close that out with that spray not converted, and that is an unreal finish right there. Frankie in the clutch. He's had multiple of them in this map so far, and finishing the job in that fashion here is such a relief. Again, this is an important match for Badass. They have to win this. They want to start submitting their path to the playoffs right here, and a victory like that is certainly going to do so.
It's so disappointing, though, to see that an individual effort like that from News will not result in a map win. Ace clutches and 4Ks coming out of this guy to get them started in the half. What are you supposed to do?
It's got to be infuriating. It's a tough game for him because he played so incredibly well on that T side of Mirage. Starts things off with what was just a beautiful display of mechanics on that pistol round. You could see the aim, you could see the potential in his eye right there. You could see how comfortable he was on Mirage and activating there, getting aggressive, and he was able to show that so many times here on this T side. It wasn't quite enough because they had similar issues in late round, similar missing conversions right there. That 5v2 is going to be another round that's haunting them so heavily in this map. So while they did have some big moments of their own, they also have some things that they need to clean up. And again, that's kind of what we've been talking about here when we talk about the experience gap between these two teams.
Yeah, there are moments that should have been rounds converted. If that round was converted, if that was a simple 2v5 save, we're done, we would have been at least in overtime, or maybe just a simply a map 3. That is the difference maker. You know, it's not just they had the bigger moments. It's we need to clean up our stuff. And Eros, they have a month to do that. They have about the other half of their regular season. This would have been a very big match to pick up against Badass to try and lock themselves into the top 10. But now there's a tough road ahead of them.
Yeah, it's going to shift things up quite a bit here, depending here, because again, they're pretty neck and neck right now. Now, Badass have a lot more games to play out, and we've mentioned that they do have a bit of an easier path. We're looking at the rest of the season. EG's included in one of those teams, I believe, that Eros has to take on, so that's going to be tough, and then Reason after that. So there's some good signs, there's some tough signs ahead for this roster, and again, it all depends on how they finish here throughout the remainder of the season. And for Badass, again, they're going to be coasting through some of this competition.
Yeah, and we need to see a little bit more, cleanliness in the wins, I would say, from Badass. But know, all the elements for that is there. So pretty full confidence that this team can push themselves back and make themselves at home in the top 10 to lock in a playoff spot. But that is it for tonight's Saturday ESL Challenger League run. But tomorrow, we're continuing the weekend brawl here in North America on the B stream, as we're back again. Same time, 8 Eastern, same place here, same channel. So we'll see you guys then. So back from myself, Cole X McHenry, production and admin squad, we'll see you guys in another ECL broadcast.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.